I want to talk just a little bit about, again, like Tuite, a lot of nerve strikes that we do result in the person's knees buckling, and from this position, his knees can't buckle anymore. So, like, if I'm striking the nerve cluster right here on the forearm close to the elbow, very common deal standing up, and usually it'll make their knees buckle and their torso, depending on how you redeploy it, it'll make the torso twist. Well, his knees can't buckle, his torso from this position can't twist, but if I strike this point and I'm coming straight down, my legs are here, his hips have nowhere to twist, right? And I can hit that, and if he feels pain, it's fine, but I totally hate pain compliance in relation to what we're doing. It works on people that aren't full of adrenaline and people that aren't high. In police work, we work on people that are high, and typically in a fight, everybody's got adrenaline. So I don't want to rely on pain. Now, if I am in this kind of position and jockeying to do stuff and I need just a quick strike, if my leg is touching his glutes here, he feels a little bit of pain, all right? But just like when we're standing, if I create a void, right? At the moment of this impact, I'm gonna go back here, but I'm gonna create a void. I'll get a much more dramatic reaction out of him from the kinetic energy that has a place to go now. So we're in here doing stuff, I've thrown a block, I want to strike. If I take this leg over to this side, oh, he had a hole to go to, right? So much more dramatic motion with his body. You can sit back up now, right? He got more of a zing to it. He is nerve sensitive. He's not a nerve dead person. But even if he's a nerve dead person, he's still going to get an initial reaction of going away from the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, you push, right? There's absolutely no pain when I push, but his shoulder moves, his elbow moves, his wrist moves a little bit. If he's right back where he was again, and I take away by going around and out and push, you see, I get a dramatic, there was no nerve zing to that, but you can really see that I've created the void. We talk about the voids from standing. I just created a void, and I'm going to do that all at the same time. He pushes down on me and pulls that hand up, right? I probably want to block that. I don't want to take it to the face, right? Screw up my modeling career. I don't want to just block and hit. I want to, as he comes up, I want to do that. I took my leg, and thus I took his brace out of the way. Right? From here, your standard ground principles, he's already heading that direction. I can shift my hips and continue it, right? And now I've got, elbow lock, Tuite. I can come in, and I've got him into just a very standard wrist lock position. I'm back into the Suzanne Summers position, and I got out of it. Using Kyusho, whether or not he felt pain, I was still able to get that. One more time. Let's talk about other points. All right. Again, so a lot of times, if maybe he's starting to come down, put a little bit of weight and bend, there is. Go ahead and release this arm. You've got basically pretty close to where the seam is. I've got nerves pretty much from the armpit around here, somewhere in that area, there's nerves. Well, again, somebody feels a lot of adrenaline. We're in here wrestling and my hand comes to this position. I don't want to rely on this for pain compliance. But the two things, my two goals are to get his hips off me into the side. So, kinetic energy going in is to the side, but I need to get his hips off me to release the friction. So I need to go up. I don't care if it hurts, right? We're in this position. He's narrowed down. He's maybe coming down. He's gonna face plant and smother me or whatever. Who knows? Or try to come into here. If I've got that thumb right in that point, as he pushes down, I want him up and over. So I'm going to go up and over, and that starts his movement, right? It doesn't have to hurt. So this time he's going to do it. I'm going to not do the thumb. I'm just going to do a palm so that there's no pain involved. If push down hard, if I push up and over, you can see how it starts to affect his hips. So I'm able to get starting motions that can help me maybe get a frame. So I go up and over instead of push down. If I just go straight with it, I'm not doing anything. But if he pushes down, I go up and over, I'm starting to affect his hips. So again, back, if we're in this position, he's starting to cinch all this stuff down, I put, get to where, it's like I'm wearing a mask and you can't hear me. If I put that thumb in there and I go up and over, kind of like a roller coaster, and I do that, I'll be able to frame with my left hand right across his neck, right? And then from that position, I've got an arm bar. That was quick. All right, so come back to mount. Again, obviously, anytime we're in any position like this where they're encircling, I don't want to stay there, right? Everything's got to happen quick, but we got to practice nice and slow. It's up and over like I'm doing a roller coaster, right? And that allows this arm to get up and get framed to this side of the neck, and then I can do my Nahanchi armbar. I'm here, I frame, here's Nahanchi, I can be elbow over or forearms in, it doesn't matter. Now, pivot point is here, so if I want his shoulder to go down, his hand has to go up. So how do I get that up? I've got to get my near to his face, elbow on the ground, and then my neck is what comes up. Can switch it to Kusan-ku if I want, right? But it's very easy if you set your goals correct. No pain, that is not my goal. Pain should never be the goal. All right, comes back. I'm gonna go back to the forearm. So if I am doing standard either nerve techniques where I'm doing that, he's probably a little oversensitive now that I've hit that a couple times. But if I do this, or if I hit this straight into me, I have no effect on his hips at all. So anytime I'm doing something, no matter where the nerve group is, your natural nervous system response is to immediately go away from the pressure, not the pain. If you feel pain, you go faster. But all humans will go away from the pressure. They may, after a half second, butch up and go towards the pressure. They may butch up. So like, as an example, if I'm doing this and he feels no pain, and I'll go light, so to simulate him not feeling pain, he's going to initially go away from the pressure, and then he's going to butch up. So if he butches up, then it's a binary system. He either goes with it or he tries to reverse it. As long as I've got a technique for both situations, right? If he butches up and comes here, right? He's throwing his elbow up. The second I release it, he's into a shoulder lock, right? If he feels pain and butches up, then I've got a wrist lock. Binary system. I've got two things no matter what he does. Inside nerve here, the ulnar, the funny bone area, right? If I end up, we're fighting around and I just get a hand in that area, my goal should be to cause pressure to affect his hips. I want his hips to change to help me do something. So if I just grab that and pull it straight to the ground, I'm getting a fairly decent response. He is sensitive to that nerve, but his hips are driving deeper into me. I don't want that, right? So much like Tuite from the top, I've got to change the arrowhead to change his hips. So if we've wrestled around and I end up just my hand lands here, I want his hips to go up, so what do I got to do with that nerve? I've got to take it up, all right? So I took it up, his hips have changed, right? I've got baggy hakama, you can't see it very well, but there's a very big gap here that I have at that point. My elbow's up against his chest, 1, 2, 3 points of contact, right? I've got wiggle room now to where I can do things from that position. But if I just take it to the ground, now he's crushing me. He's gonna do the heart stomper, slam his sternum into mine. But when I go this way, right, I have got his hips to move, and that allows me to start rotating. And I can go straight in. I've got him into a shoulder lock here from the ground. I can assess what's going on from that position. I can start applying pressure up his back, control his head, come up into your standard arm bar, shoulder lock, add wrist locks as needed, etc. But the Kyusho from the ground, I've got to have the correct goal or it's going to fail. If I don't have that correct goal, I'm going the wrong direction. I've got to use my Kyusho to adjust his hips when he's in that position.